Well, here we have, folks, we have a list. We have the 6 best value whiskies of 2022 as nominated by the panel of the OSWAs, the Online Scotch Whisky Awards. If you've not checked them out, where have you been? What you've been doing? I will pop a link either somewhere to the website. If you run along, check it out, have a look at the website. It's OSWA's. It's oswa.co.uk. You can go along there and register. You can have your say, you can have your vote. This is the first category of the OSWAs. It's the best value whiskey of 2022. We have 6 nominations. I'm lucky enough to have all 6 on my shelf, so I'm going to quickly overview them all, go through them all. As you can probably see, you eagle-eyed amongst you, I have one poured. This is my favourite one currently at the moment. That does change from time to time. If you can hang on to the end, then I'll disclose what this one is. If you want to have a guess and have a stab at what it is, dive into the comments. Just a quick one on the list, folks. These are 6 whiskies. I know there's hundreds and thousands of whiskies out there. There's lots of value whiskey out there. The list that I'm going through is just what's been chosen by the panel of the OSWAs. There is if you look through when you get into the OSWAs, if your bottle's not there, if there's a bottle that you think should be on there in the people's choice, just dive in and have your say, put your vote there. So without any further ado, guys, I'm not going to mess around. Are they the best 6? I've got them all on my shelf, so I really like all 6. Let's find out how good they are. Okay, let's go on to the list, folks. Let's get into the first one. We're going on big, we're going on powerful, we're going on from a winner from last year. This was the overall winner of this category last year. Last year it was called the best entry-level whiskey of 2021. This was the winner. In fact, it went on to win 2 categories. It won best overall whiskey as well. So we're coming in with a big hitter. Glad to see, and it's no surprise it's been nominated again, once again this year. So this is the beautiful Arran 10. From the Isle of Arran Distillery. It is 46% ABV, it's non-chill filtered in its natural colour, and it's got a lovely little 10-year-old age statement on there. So what we call that, guys, is a integrity bottling from the Isle of Arran, which we've come to expect from this distillery. So yeah, the whiskey's wonderful. On the nose, it's lovely and fruity. Lots of apricots, lots of peaches, apples, pears, lots of orchard fruit. It's made predominantly from ex-bourbon barrels. I'm pretty sure there's a little hint of sherry cask in there as well, but I can't find too much information. But as you get into it, there's a little bit of raisin, a little bit of dried fruit, a little bit of sultana. But it's not just about the fruit. It's got a lovely malty character. It's that kind of malted barley, some lovely little biscuit notes. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. As you really get into it, particularly on the palate, a little bit of tropical fruit comes in. But talking about the palate, once you sip on it, it's rich, it's complex, it's thick, it's creamy. That wonderful mouthfeel's there down to the non-chill filtering, which is wonderful. It's buttery, it's creamy, it's still fruity, it's malty. The malty barley comes through strong now. A little bit of spice comes in, some ginger, some nutmeg, some soft spices. But as you really get through it, the pineapple comes through, the tropical notes, the pineapple, the melon. It's a wonderful, wonderful dram. As you get into the finish, it's a long finish, but again, it's spicy, it's ginger, it's nutmeg, it's creamy, it's buttery, it's biscuity, and there's lots of vanilla, lots of honey on the finish. So just a wonderful, wonderful all-round whiskey. So what a great start, the Arran 10. Okay, folks, moving on to the second one on the list. We're heading over to the Isle of Islay. We're heading to Bunnahabhain Distillery. This one is the Bunnahabhain 12. Again, 46.3% ABV, non-chill filtered, natural colour. Lovely 12-year-old age statement on this one this time. This is trying to emulate what Arran did last year, because this has been nominated in those same 2 categories. It's in the best value whiskey, and it's also been nominated in the best Scotch whisky of 2022. So hopefully it's trying to do what Arran did last year. This one's a little bit different. We're heading on to some sherry cask whisky now. So this is sherry matured. It is lovely, it's complex, it's rich, it's velvety, it's lovely red fruit, it's got real nice fruity notes, it's jammy, it's sticky, it's a little bit nutty, it's toasted nuts, it's roasted nuts. It's got a velvety texture on the mouthfeel. It's lovely and thick on the mouthfeel. That creamy, buttery thing comes through again. But lots and lots of character. A little bit of sea salt going on, a little bit of sea spray going in there. Lovely spice notes going in. Sometimes, depending on the night, depending on the mood, sometimes the smoke comes in. I get some smoke on it. Sometimes I don't get some smoke on it. So it's quite interesting why there's a real lovely little hint of smoke kicking around from time to time. So that's the second one on the list, guys. Second one, big contender, Bunnahabhain 12. Is it your favourite? Dive into the comments and let me know what you think. Is it going to emulate Arran? Let's find out. Okay, folks, what have we got up next? This list is getting so compelling. It's so wonderful. All great whiskies, guys. So let's dive into the next one. So the third one on the list, we're heading up to the Highlands. This is a Highland single malt. It's from the Glencadam Distillery. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. As you can see, this has been one of my summer whiskies. Getting through it quite well. That beautiful straw colour. It's coming in, it's natural colour, it's non-chill filtered, it's 46% ABV, and it has a wonderful 10-year-old age statement on it. Again, integrity bottles, the theme continues. This is round about the £35 mark, which again is a no-brainer price. I don't know how they put out such quality whiskey at that money. And long may it continue. We're not looking for price increases. We're just looking for more of this stuff. So wonderful, wonderful stuff. Again, it's so fruity. This is probably the fruitiest of them all so far. Glencadam, apples, pears, apricots, peaches, lots and lots of fruit, melon, pineapple, some wonderful tropical notes in there as well. But at the same time, there's a little malty character in there. There's some grassy outdoor notes. It's fresh cut grass, a little bit of hay in there. It's lots of vanilla, lots of honey. Again, a little bit of toffee get in there as well. Sometimes the more I get through it, guys, and the more I get into it, the more time I spare with it. It's lovely, it's beautifully complex, it's wonderfully engaging. A little bit of savoury comes in from time to time, a little bit of herbal in there as well. So there's lots and lots going on. Once you get into the palate, again, it's so fruity. It's a wee bit more spirit driven than maybe the others. It's a wee bit punchier, a wee bit more intense. That 46% definitely lets you know what it is. But it's tropical, it's banana, it's pineapple, it's apricot, it's fruit, it's peachy fruit, it's so much going on. Wonderful, wonderful fruity whiskey, which is perfect for the summertime. That grassy notes in there, lots of honey, lots of vanilla, lots of toffee. Just a wonderful, wonderful stuff. The finish is lovely, and so there's a nice salty bit to the finish. There's a nice salty note on there, but it's very, very fruity on the finish. Lots of honey, lots of tropical, lots of vanilla. It's wonderful, wonderful stuff. It's beautifully balanced, this whiskey, right through from start to finish. It's really engaging on the nose, but when you really get into the palate, it really takes over and grips a hold of you. And this has become a firm favourite on my bar. Third one up, guys, Glencadam 10. So what's number 4, folks? We're heading over this time to Campbelltown. So we've done the Isle of Arran. We've done Islay, we've done the Highlands, now we're heading to Campbelltown, so we're doing a real mix, a little journey around Scotland. This is the wonderful Kilkerran 12 from the Glengyle Distillery on Campbelltown. This was, to be fair, folks, the very first video that I ever did on YouTube, so this bottle has been with me from the very, very start, and it's continually on the shelf. It's ex-bourbon cask. 46% ABV, that colour's natural colour, it's also non-chill filtered, has a wonderful 12-year-old age statement. So as usual, guys, what we got now, we have another integrity bottle. So the integrity bottles are running through this thoroughly. The thing I would say with this, folks, on the nose, it's interesting, it's engaging, it'll keep you going, it'll keep you interested, it'll keep your nose in it. Once you get to the palate, it's just intense, it's juicy, it's sticky, it's lemony, it's funky, it's Campbelltown, it's salty, it's marine, it's all sorts of stuff's going on. It's beautifully complex, it's beautifully balanced, and the finish is wonderful again. All three components, the nose, the palate and the finish, are all wonderful. Fantastic whiskey. That beautiful black pepper's in there. that lovely lemony character, that malty character. It's got everything. It's a little bit medicinal, a little bit marine. It's so much going on, guys. Yes, it's the most expensive. It's probably a little bit now the most difficult to get a hold of. That's not surprising because it's Kilkerran, and it's such this one. To be fair, last year didn't make the best entry level of the Oswas, and it actually ran away with the People's Choice. So I'm very, very glad to see that it's made appearance on the 2022 Oswas, and it thoroughly deserves to be there. So that's the 4th one on the list, folks, the Kilkerran 12. Let's move over to number 5 on the list. We're heading over to, we are getting around, folks, we're heading to Tobermory, on the Tobermory Distillery on the Isle of Mull. This is the Lechig 10. We're getting into the smoky stuff now, we're getting into the peaty stuff. We're getting damp, we're getting dirty, we're getting industrial. It's all in here. It's got some beautiful sweet notes, it's got some fruity notes, it's malty, it's spicy. It's just wonderful, wonderful whiskey. It's got a nice salty character going on. It's complex, it's coastal, it's industrial, it's dirty, it's got it all going on. This is probably a challenging whiskey. If you're not into peat, this may be a challenge for you. I have compared it with a couple of videos in the past. I've compared it to the Ardbeg 10. I've put it up against the Ardbeg 10, and it's came out very, very favourably. I'd actually put this up against most Islay peaty, smoky whiskies from Islay. This would give all of them a run for its money. Thoroughly deserves to be on this list. Guys, if you've tried it, dive in, let me know what you think about it. But yeah, wonderful, wonderful, smoky, industrial, complex, ginger notes, spicy, biscuity, floral, fruity, salty. It's all going on in this bottle. Really, really complex whiskey. It's in ranging round from the kind of 35 to 45 pound bracket, depending where you pick it up. If you want to give something to challenge Islay, this is where you should be heading. Lechig 10 thoroughly deserves to be on the list. Okay, folks, let's move on to the 6th bottle on the list. The last one, but certainly not the least. We're heading to another distillery. We're heading to the Loch Loman Distillery. Wow. Wonderful, the wonderful Loch Loman 12. This is 46% ABV again. It's non-chill filtered. Wonderful 12-year-old age statement on there. This one, I do believe there's a little bit of colour being used in this one at the minute. I think they are looking to rectify that. So big props to Michael Henry if he can pull that one off and get this down to being natural colour. I'd love to see it that way. At the minute, it's still wonderful whiskey, folks. It's not taking anything away from it at the minute. It's aged in 3 different casks. It's aged in bourbon casks, it's aged in refill casks, and it's aged in recharred casks. So this delivers a real fruity. We have another fruity whiskey, guys. We're back to the fruity whiskey. Lots of apples, lots of pears, lots of peaches. Lots and lots of sweet fruits. It's a real sweet whiskey. It's got lovely sweet vanilla character going on with it as well, and there's some wonderful hints of smoke going into this one. So this has been with me again from the very beginning. I think I have reviewed this a couple of times in the past. I will try and pop some links up there above, but that little hint of peat smoke in there just gives it a little edge to it. A little bit of some nice soft spices in there as well, but it's predominantly sweet vanillas, sweet fruity floral notes. So it's a wonderful from start to finish. I've went through many bottles of this one, and I think this is coming into the 35 to 40 pound price bracket. Still well within its value, folks, and it still deserves to be on this list. So that's the 6th and final bottle of the best value whiskey of 2022 at the Oswas. Okay, folks, let's recap on these. 6 fantastic whiskies, 6 best value whiskies. Are they the best 6? I'm not too sure. They're definitely the 6 are on my bar, and they've been on my bar for many years. So I'm very happy with the 6 choices. If you have anything different you'd love to add to it, guys, just dive into the comments. I'd love to know what your 6 are. Just a quick one, if you've not quite checked out the Oswa's page yet, go over to www.oswa.co.uk, register your votes, tell them the Whiskey Friends sent you. Don't forget your People's Choice, guys. If your choice is not there, enter your People's Choice. Just to finish this off, I did have one of these little whiskies poured. I'm not sure if you guessed what it was. It is the fantastic and the wonderful Kilkerran 12. It's been with me from the very beginning. It is my favourite, of my current favourite this at the minute, but any day, any week, any one of these can be my favourite. So I'm just going to send this one down the hatch responsibly, of course, folks. Cheers. Until the next one, I'm Alan. Don't forget, if you've not clicked the button yet, what you're waiting for, it's just down here. If you've liked the video, folks, give me a big thumbs up. I'm trying a new microphone at the minute, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Give me a big thumbs up, give me a like. Patreons, big thanks to the Patreons. I have had a few new Patreons this month. I'm looking forward to getting in touch with more of you guys on a wee bit more regular basis. Until the next one, I'm Alan. As always, pleasures in the sharing. Cheers. Just gets better and better and better. Thank you for this Kilkerran 12. Cheers, folks. Until the next one.